Hello everyone, this is Lifestyle Gardener. Today I'm going to be pressure canning milk. I'm going to turn it into evaporated milk, and I'm just showing you the process of how I do that. Today I'm going to be canning 2 bottles of 1 gallon bottles of milk. So first of all, what I did, I sterilized the glass bottles and I washed them really good. Then I let them dry a little bit. Then I put them on the counter on top of the towel, and I put the funnel and pour the milk in each bottles. The bottles that you see there is pint bottles and half a pint bottles. The half a pint bottles is I'm gonna be using that maybe once a month or once in a while when I run out of vegan creamer to put in my milk and coffee. And the pint, I'll be using that for if I want to make any kind of dessert, yogurt, or bake a cake, anything that calls for milk, I will open that one. I think that is about like 2 cups of milk that is in the pint, and 1 cup of milk that is in the half a pint. If you drink milk and you buy milk in plastic bottles like this, don't throw them away. Wash them really good, remove the label, and refill it with water. Because some of the things that I've seen going around in the world, like how they're turning off the water and people, and the power goes out or the water gets contaminated. It's always good to have water at hand, especially if you don't have money to be buying all bottled water. You can store some water from the tap water uh, in the bottles, maybe to wash your hand or to clean dishes or to cook if they turn off the tap water without warning you. So after I did that, I got a glass container with some vinegar and a paper towel, and I'm going to use this to wipe down all of the glass bottles just in case if I spilled any milk on it. Because if I don't do that and I spill milk, when I put the lids on it and pressure can it, the bottles won't seal. So it's very important to do this. So afterwards, I put the lids on the glass bottles. But before I did that, I made sure I washed them really good. You can also sterilize the lids if you wanted to, but I didn't do that this time. I just washed it really good instead. Then I'm gonna put the rings around the lid to secure it. So all of the glass bottles fill the pressure canner except these 3. So it's boiling now. I'm just waiting for air to come over here, steady air. And you guys see that this part popped up, so that's a good sign. And so after this popped up and the air ventilates for 10 minutes, I'm gonna put the weight on top of the ventilator. So I'm just gonna be waiting for that now. So it's ventilated for 10 minutes. Now I'm gonna put my 10-pound weight on it and let it pressure can for 15 minutes. Then I'm gonna turn off the stove and I'm gonna let the pressure, I'm gonna let it go down naturally, and it's on with the pressure, and this will go down. And when this go down, that tells me I can open it. Then I'm gonna open it, the lid facing towards the stove to let off the steam. Make sure you don't turn it facing towards you, otherwise the steam can burn your face. So it starts to rock back and forth. So I'm gonna set my timer for 15 minutes, and then I'm gonna turn off the stove and let this part go down all the way down. That's telling me that I can open up. So after I open them up, this is what it looks like. The small containers at the top and the bigger containers at the bottom underneath this lid. So afterwards I realized I filled the bottles a little bit too much. So part of the milk spilled out on the container while it was pressure canning. So those brown marks that you see is milk residue. So the way you clean it off, you have to fill the sink with hot water from the top and liquid or dish soap, and use a scrubber to scrub them really good. And that's how you remove the milk stain from any dairy products that you can that's spilled out on the bottles, like cheese, Alfredo sauce, or milk. If it comes out a little bit while it was pressure canning. So the ones that didn't have any milk stain on it was more easier to clean, but the one with the milk stain, stain was a work to clean off. So you could clearly see the color difference between the two different color milk. The evaporated milk and the regular milk, the colors are different. The evaporated milk is the same color, like what? Same color as the color as in the canned milk. And the white color milk is one that I have not pressure canned. So you could clearly tell the difference. The way I can the milk, I make it more like evaporated milk. If I want it to be more like regular milk, I would just wait till the milk come up to pressure and then turn off the canner. But I pressure can it after it comes up to pressure. I pressure can it for 15 minutes afterwards. You may ask me, why would I want to can evaporated milk? The reason is that I'm not me and my husband, we're not a big drink milker. I just normally just drink milk maybe once in a while in tea or coffee. Most of the time I use vegan milk, and I don't bake that much things other than bread in the oven. So it's good. It's good to always have some sort of milk, some sort of milk, just in case I want to bake a cake or make something that calls for the ingredients of milk. With this evaporated milk, I can also make yogurt. It's gonna be a weird color yogurt, but I could also make yogurt. I know how to make yogurt. Yogurt is a thing also that I don't eat often, but I know how to make it from scratch also. I can also use the evaporated milk in desserts and stuff like that if I wanted to do that. And the other reason why I would want a canned milk also is because if I buy the milk, I'm not going to use all of that milk because it's just too much milk, and we don't really use milk because I'm lactose. That's one of the reasons. And I really don't think milk is something is meant for you to drink too often. I don't think it's that great for you for many reasons. So that's just something that I would have just once in a while. And the reason why I can 2 bottles of 1 gallon milk is because I'm trying to preserve enough for 1 year. I think this is enough for 1 year because I probably just use one can of this probably once a month for my tea and coffee when I run out of creamer and I forget to go buy vegan creamer. And probably one of this once in a while if I all of a sudden I want to make yogurt or bake a cake that calls for milk to be used in it. So this is a pint container, and this is half a pint. These are half a pint bottles. It's not recommended for any kind of dairy products to be pressure canned or water bath, but I know a lot of people they do can dairy products such as cheese, Alfredo sauce, milk, and butter. I do that also. I do can milk, butter. I also can different kind of dairy products also. Dairy products is considered a low acid food, so I would not recommend you water bathing any kind of dairy product. It has to be pressure canned, and if you do that, you're doing that on your own. It's not recommended for. They don't recommend you to do that. But as I tell you, a lot of people have been doing it for many years, and it's perfectly fine. You just have to know the basics of how to do canning, which I do know the basics of how to do canning. So I don't recommend anybody jumping into doing canning unless they get some books that explain how to do canning and what they need, the process and stuff. And also they do the research also and watch a lot of YouTube videos. I haven't started canning until I researched for 1 year before I start canning. And they recommend if you start canning, maybe to start off with water bath canning. But I didn't start off with water bath canning. Water bath canning is normally high acid food that you can water bath in water. And pressure canning is low acid food that they consider low acid as vegetables vegetables, meat, and dairy products, etc. So this is um this is the end product, how it looks, and it tastes exactly like evaporated milk, and it even turned the color. Changed the color of the tea and coffee that you put it in. To tell you honest truth, when I growed up mostly in Jamaica, but I'm actually Canadian. I was actually born in Canada, but I lived in Jamaica part way. And this is the kind of this is one of the milks that they use mostly in the Caribbean. Shelf stable milk that you don't need to refrigerate. So that's one of the reasons why I like canning food, because you don't need the fridge to keep it preserved. Okay, you guys, have a good day. I hope you learned something new. Do more research. If you want to know more of the process, how to do canning proper, you can watch my video about sweet potatoes, and also you can buy the different canning books on Amazon and in the bookstore, and also you can watch a lot of videos on YouTube about canning different stuff also. Have a good day. Bye.